Hey Josh, it's Friday. And first off, to answer your question from Tuesday, I'll be honest, I'm mostly on social media for memes and looking at artwork. That's pretty much it. So I don't really pay attention to, like, if there's bots or something. So I'm sure that I probably have come across them before. And there's obviously a lot of those, like, the alignment chart things that people post like every day with the most recent addition to it and all that, which is not quite bots, but probably in a similar vein to just sort of like fishing for the karma, the post karma, whatever. I don't even understand that system. I'm new to Reddit, so something that I do want to talk about, though, in a similar vein to. Not really super similar, but it's something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and I never really got around to it. But I think now's a decent enough time to talk about it. So, something that I've noticed in a lot of the communities that I am a part of, I people just don't seem to enjoy things anymore. Is something that I've been noticing. So, as I'm sure you know, as most people know, as anyone that walks into the room here knows, I love Star Wars. I actually am unintentionally wearing a Star Wars shirt. I didn't even do that on purpose. I just grabbed it off the top of my pile. Anyway, but I've noticed it a lot recently in Star Wars, specifically around The Acolyte and Mandalorian Season 3. And then a little bit in Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka, and yeah, it's like a lot of people. I mean, I'm easy to please. Honestly, with you put Star Wars on it, you slap the Star Wars label on it, I'm going to consume it and I'm going to enjoy it. I even enjoyed The Rise of Skywalker. That is how much I enjoy Star Wars. So to me, it's just I see a lot of people talking about, like, oh, Disney has ruined Star Wars. Oh, it's not as gritty as it used to be. And it's just like, you guys realize that it's a movie series for children, right? It's like, it's made for children. And I mean, yeah, sure, you have things like, you have a lot of shows that, rather than talking down to children, they talk up to children. Avatar: The Last Airbender being a key example of that. Even the prequel trilogy is very much tries to talk up to children. Granted, the dialogue is awful because George Lucas cannot write dialogue. But I don't know if it's just like, I don't know. I personally very much enjoyed The Acolyte. I thought it was really good. I honestly thought that it was a spectacular show. And obviously the fight choreography was really good, because they had they had different technology. That's why the lightsabers are so thick, and near the lightsaber hilts are so thick. Not important to what I'm talking about, though. But it's like, a lot of people, I feel like, have this idea of like, this is Star Wars, and it's basically Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is by far the darkest of all the Star Wars anything that canon wise, at least easily consumable, not like books or the such. I'll be honest, I haven't read pretty much any of the books. The most knowledge that I have on those is watching breakdowns of, hey, here's an Easter egg to this specific book or this specific comic. And of course, all I'm surrounded by is fear and dead men. That's just a cool line. But I don't know, like, it's hard for me to really articulate it, I guess. But like, I've been noticing it a lot, that people just find small things in, again, I'm specifically talking about Star Wars currently, but I've noticed it in even like the MCU, which honestly I fell out of the MCU pretty much after Phase 4, during Phase 4. I think they're on Phase 6 now or something. I don't even know. But yeah, I fell out of it because I just a lot of required viewing, which I mean Star Wars also has that now, which is understandably annoying, but yeah, I feel like specifically with The Acolyte, like I don't fully understand what people didn't like about it. It felt like Star Wars to me personally. It's a movie about it's a series about space wizards. Like I know that that's kind of a meme and all that, but it's like it is a movie about space wizards, and they're like in it at the end of the day, that's what it is. But I the world building is what draws me into it, and the Acolyte had, I thought, really good world building and filled in a gap before anything that is canonical currently, except the earlier High Republic novels. But like even KOTOR doesn't, it's not canon anymore, or technically, officially it is not officially canon, I should say. Do most people count it as canon? Yes. There's a lot of callbacks because it's so beloved by the fans, but it's just, it was filling in a gap that I don't think they could do basically whatever they wanted with, because they didn't have a whole lot of pre-required stuff for it. It takes place like over 100 years before episode 1, so. But yeah, like, a lot of people didn't like the story, which, I mean, I guess I kind of understand to some extent, but at the same time, it was one season of a series that was supposed to be, I think, at minimum 4 seasons in order to go through the full story. And that's the other thing, is that I feel like people don't look into, or they don't, they want, it's because of the world we live in now of streaming, where everything is on demand immediately. They want a full, complete story, front to back, done, give me the next thing, let me consume the next thing. And that is a big issue with streaming currently, which that's a whole another conversation that we could talk about. But I feel like a lot of people don't really give a lot of things the light of, or enough credit to go further with their story. I mean, like I said, The Acolyte was supposed to be at minimum 3, if not 4 or 5 seasons long, to tell this full story. And it's like, I just think about it, and it's just like, if back in, you know, like back when we were kids, I know, so old, right? But like just thinking about like if beloved shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender, for example, how if that released in the way that things do now, where it's like you make the first season and then it takes 5 years before the next season happens, I don't know if it would have survived on just season 1, because personally, in my opinion, season 1, or book 1 is the weakest of all of them. But yeah, it's I feel as though, again, big thing with the streaming world that we live in currently is that people just don't give things enough time. And I know it's not, this isn't how I would normally say things, but it's just like, I've been on Reddit a little too long. You gotta let things cook. Like, you can't just expect, or like, I feel like people are expecting, like I said earlier, just the full season to be a full story. And it's like, The Acolyte had so many breadcrumbs left in it to go further in the future, and I am actually over time now, so I should probably cut this down now. Or cut this off now. So it's something that I could talk about for hours upon hours, I'm sure. So I'll end it here. Like I said, I'm already over. So Josh, my question for you is, what do you think of where Star Wars is heading right now? I don't know how much or how caught up you are with it, but what are your opinions on the current state of the Star Wars brand, I guess is the best way to put it. So Josh, that'll do it for this video, so I will see you on Tuesday. Later, bro.